Turtles!
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei!
Bruh.
Hey traders, welcome to the Wednesday stream, hump day, but doesn't feel like much of a hump, does it? Unless you're considering the fact that Bitcoin is creating a couple humps that are lower than the previous ones, right? Lower highs, same like level of buying, the base of buying, 40,665.
Super chatted $50. Just showing some support. Love the channel. Been watching for a bit over a year now.
Mary Crypto, thanks so much for the 50. Hey, dude, thanks for the 20 before the stream even started. Yeah, we'll put Bond on the list. Thank you, man. All right. Thank both of y'all. Holy crap. You know, it's 6 minutes in. Thank y'all. So, just another pathetic attempted rally, a bullish engulfing candle. Once again, pretty much getting invalidated right now. It's just not good price action, right? I mean, you have... this is like descending triangle behavior, very local, right? A high, a lower high, an even lower high. But every time you can clearly see buyers are coming in at 40,655. The psychology of that normally is the absorption of the remaining demand on an asset before the demand is completely absorbed and there is no more demand here, and then selling ensues afterwards, right? That's what kind of price action is happening right now on Bitcoin. I don't really like it. It doesn't mean it's going to go to zero. It just means that it could be setting up to at least go test 37.5, 38K. Remember the bullish butterfly argument that's still extremely valid right now of an argument? Nothing's really changed since yesterday. Nothing. I wish something did, because then I'd have more to talk about with you, right? I just don't. Minimum target, if this wave structure is true, 38K, 37,000. You know what I'm saying? 38K minimum, and then maximum 36K, 38 to 36K pattern completion zone of what could be setting up for, you know, the butterfly. I know, it sucks. I wish I had better news. It's not favorable price action, but at the same time, right? How do descending triangles, like, remember we're talking about there's, hey, 60% chance, you know, in any given circumstance, a descending triangle probably breaks down. But then there's 40% chance it breaks upward, right? So it's not certain this is going to break down. It never has been certain. Even if a bearish pattern you identify, it's the most textbook, beautiful looking pattern ever. It has a really good chance of not playing out, right? Like a high percentage chance. So you just have to keep that in mind, and that helps you manage your expectations. But you have to understand, there cannot be any expectations as a trader. Because, right, we talked about it a million times. Paul T. Webb talks about it. Mark Douglas talks about it. When you have expectations, when you identify these patterns, these structures, and it fails, it goes the way it shouldn't go, and you expected it to go one way, it will trigger an emotional response in your mind, and it will affect your next trade, and maybe your multiple trades. Always, never expect anything we can make money and not know where the asset's truly going. Okay? Need the ego, the arrogance, and the price predictions at the door. Okay, so there is, it seems, based on low price action, it seems very, very possible 38K could be in the cards. I hope it doesn't. I hope it bounces right here. I hope just, hey, Elon Musk, man, just comes in and right, the support held long enough, even though it's showing clearly, right, locally, that there are less market participants that own this asset than they did before, right? Right, that's what a lower high is. Less market participants owning an asset, and you're getting it hardcore, even just as recent as today. All right, I'm just want everyone to be clear about maybe what could be going on with the psychology of buyers and sellers. That's what I try to do here, okay? We look at the daily, very, very rough, right? Consultation. You can set up an appointment with her and it costs nothing, and if you just don't think you're trading in the zone, right? You feel like maybe you got the TA down here, you're pretty good with that, but you're having trouble executing the trades and having the right mindset while trading, then Paula T. Webb's person for you. PaulaTWebb.com for sure. She's awesome. And check out the podcast me and Scott Carney did a little over a week ago or something like that. Yep. So, even if it goes to 38K, is it end of the world? No. yeah, we think 32K could be in store, but what if it stays within the parameters of this potential falling wedge pattern, right? It goes down, tests that one more time, and then bounces, and then you have a 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you'd have 5 touches. Yeah, I mean, then you'd have a falling wedge for real. And then it bounces and runs upward. Hopefully, dude, it's just, you don't want to fall below 40K to 42K. Why? Because that is like, you see what's happened in history at that level when it's been a resistance. You fall below it, you'd probably come to back test it to make sure it's a resistance before going way down to 32K. You'd probably want a form of confirmation because you've gotten that form of confirmation multiple times, right? So anyway, that's Bitcoin. Really, the market is pretty freaking flat today. So, you know, barring a few lone S coins, stock market, I mean, S&P 500 down 0.08%. It didn't move. It's just kind of flat today everywhere. Bitcoin started out really good on the new day yesterday, that 4-hour bullish engulfing candle, but now it's already giving it all back again. $618 retrace aligns with 38K. He's talking about from your previous discernible swing low on the daily to your high. A 61% retrace right there, $38,000. And that, hey, no problem. You could be, like you certainly could be working on an A, B, C, D. A, B, then C could go to 618, and it wouldn't be that weird. And then D. Oof, D would be nuts. 1618 probably. Could be a 127. It could between a 1272 and a 1618. It's like kind of like that on these. Right here, like minimum right there. So you think, hey, goes down one more fib node, hits a moderately or just a moderate retrace, the 618, the golden retrace, and bounces there, and then right, A, B, C, D. Very real possibility. You can't rule it out, man. That would be just enough too to make everyone freak out and leave crypto, right? Composite operator, if it did go to 38K, because what we know is looking left, there's nothing there really. There's not much any kind of support. There's like maybe a candle high close from January 14th, a candle high close from May 24th, a candle high close from June 4th. I mean, at 39K, I mean, there might be like an argument for a little bit more established support. Just look, you chopped there too. You had fallen right here in early August. You fell below that level just before springing back above it. So, you know, there is something here. I mean, you can't even argue with that. It's very real. So maybe it goes to 38, 39K, okay, before bouncing. But we just know, and also the worst case scenario is at $32,000, 88% retrace, which wouldn't be like the worse. I mean, you know, it would be kind of really bad. You know, people's hold accounts would be devastated, down substantial percentage points, but could be a great opportunity for a swing trade if we got the right variables at those levels. Just drinking my coffee, right, like I do every day with you. Hopefully that's something you do too. Right? Oh, you know, you see the streams coming soon. You know what time it is every day, 6 p.m. Eastern. Get your coffee ready or your caffeinated beverage or whatever so you can be attentive. And you think the music is there for your enjoyment? No, the music's there. It's a 120 BPM. And that will keep you from falling asleep. It will keep you upbeat subliminally. You don't even know it, but this music is keeping you more attentive. Interesting. All right, anyways, that's a big one. Let's go to Ethereum. That I don't think much changed. I understand. It really is. This is like incredible. Like, I hate the way Bitcoin looks because Ethereum, this will not play out. It's so good. Like, I truly don't like how this is going to be tied to the macro. It's now, look, man, in another situation, like, this would play out beautifully. You get a reciprocal ABCD at the PCZ of a bullish 5-0. You get a reaction low, a reversal low. And then on the reversal low, you rally back above all major resistance, and then hidden bearish divergence shows up, and the macro rolls over Bitcoin, dumps. And now, right, you're still making a higher low, technically, barely. But you're regarding the inflection point that was once a resistance in the past, chat. In May and June, it was a resistance. It's now being regarded as a resistance again. That's not good. It looks good, and all of a sudden, new data presenting itself makes this not look as good now. What's going on with the... I hear like people like banging on cowbells or something. It wasn't even a cowbell. It was just a piece of metal. Just chill. The music, man. Like, what did that piece of metal do to you? Okay, so that's where I stand on Ethereum. It's really tough to... For any altcoin, it's tough to really have that much conviction when the macro looks so bad. But hey, remember Binance Coin? It's up almost 10% today. OMG, another one that was above critical levels at $8 area. It's up 13.5% today. I mean, we'll look at these, but all you can do is literally pray for Bitcoin, because this really was a textbook looking potential trade setup, like where you could use this data, you know, on another market and another chart and another context, and this is exactly how one would size up their risk. Like, it's an easy way to strategize. It sucks though, because the context is not very good anymore. You just kind of double topped, right? And now you're back below the level you need to be above desperately. You need to regard it as support. Look what happens when you use this area as support. You rally. What happens when you use it as a resistance? Well, you dump very bad to much lower prices. So you can't put it past Bitcoin to dump to much lower prices. Yeah, man, it's almost the same wave structure, dude. It's almost the same bearish wave structure that I'm talking about, where you have an XABCD, right? An X and A, and then a deep retrace on B. It's even deeper, 83% retrace, about the same. So this is, you know, normally you want it to be a lower high or a higher high, a little bit lower. So the target minimum for a butterfly, the same one, like if Bitcoin goes to 38K, Ethereum's going to 2,500. Oh, that makes a lot of sense, because that's a level, that's a swing high back from April. So you can't be really that surprised that Bitcoin or if Ethereum rolled over, because Bitcoin rolled over too. They're just showing bearish wave structures locally. It sucks, but it didn't. They didn't exist, right? When we identified the second low here, this swing high wasn't here yet. So new data has presented itself to us, and a sell-off's occurred, and now you've back tested the resistance as resistance again, pretty much. And that is what technical analysis is. We take the new data, the new pieces of data, and it can very well change the way we think about an asset. It was okay, now it's not really that okay anymore. I don't like Ethereum below $2,900, Chad. I don't like it below $3,000. I think it could go to $2,500 easy below these levels, long enough. You pray for Jesus and the Razorbacks. Oh, it looks like your prayers have worked so far this year, but it seems like your luck will run out at some point when you face another team that wears similar colors to yours. Okay. Don't get wrecked, dude. All right, so that's Ethereum. Let's look at total, you know. There's not gonna, dude, this is one of the, like, there's just sometimes, man, during, like, I stream like every day, right? Pretty much. And some days it's insane. We got hype songs. Everything's crazy. We got trade setup opportunities. Everything's making higher highs, higher lows. We're in a really nice momentous uptrend. Nice. Not right now. We're kind of like trying to find ourselves after a very bearish, a very real, huge, complex W shape played out. And now it's could be turning into a bullish harmonic, the bullish 5-0, but it's just, it can't happen if Bitcoin rolls over. It won't. And Bitcoin has to hold 40K, and that's where we are, man. It's like, will Bitcoin hold 40K for the first time in history successfully? It's been working on it, but it does look like absorption of remaining demand at this level based on these lower highs we're seeing. Sucks. So this could end up, right? If bad things happen on Bitcoin, you could imagine this thing could end up going to 1414, 1.679 trillion. A max criteria of this reciprocal ABCD could take you all the way down to 1.6 trillion. Which could you even imagine? Because from the low point of the structure to the high point, the 1.618 of the reciprocal ABCD just happens to be confluent with the 618. Wow, X marks the spot at 1.62 trillion. I could see easy if Bitcoin's at 38K, that's probably where total is. Right, you broke through the critical level. But you know, the good news for now is like none of that's happened. You're still above the major levels you need to be above, this gray zone here. So yeah, you're not dead yet. Bitcoin's not dead yet either, and I'm not trying to like count it out before it breaks down, but dude, there are, you know, there's signature price action you see before dumps, and this looks kind of like Bitcoin's providing us with that, maybe a little bit. Yep, maybe a little bit. I'm just talking like you just look back, you know, after big dumps on Bitcoin, consolidate, and then it's just like, you know, X, A, B, C, D stuff, right? Like much lower prices. I don't know. Yeah, stuff like this, right? Where you dump and then you know, look at it, man. Like this is similar stuff depending on what you use. But you just think about like XA, look at that deep 88% retrace, then a lower high on C, and then what happened? To heck you went. Right, it far exceeded the 1618 here, didn't it? I just, you know, it's price action.
Hey Mitch, you have a fan base here in the Netherlands. Hope you visit Amsterdam soon. Take care, man.
What's up, Retta? Thank you, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. My Netherlands is like, you know, obviously it's like the US is like 50% of my viewing audience, then like the UK is like 11 to 12%, surprisingly. And then Canada is after that, then Australia, and then like the Netherlands.
Is BTC not a falling wedge? Which is bullish. No. Thanks trying to get my learn on.
Sure, yeah.
Is that a joint?
So you can, this is not a technical falling wedge yet. Why? The minimum criteria for falling wedge, you must have 5 real major touches within the parameters of 2 downsloping, converging trend lines, right? That's what makes it a falling wedge. You have 1 touch, clearly. 2, clearly. 3, very clear. 4, undeniable, right? 4 touches. You don't have 5 yet. So what could happen? It could be a bullish structure. And then inside of it, though, there's just not enough demand. Market sentiment is not good. DXY is so freaking strong. And then what happens, man? You know, like you sell off and you fall to the bottom of the structure again, and you get 5 touches. You get the PCZ of a bullish butterfly, and then you bounce and you maybe hit the top, and then what happens? Maybe you come back down here and you like double bottom, and then after all this stuff happens, you go onward, right? So it can be a bullish pattern, but it's so far away from the apex, right? The closer you are to the apex of these structures, the higher the probability becomes a breakout's coming. If you're this, you know, you're only about like 40% of the way through it, maybe just eyeballing it, maybe 50.
You should move here. We pay only 1% capital gain tax. The Netherlands is very crypto-friendly. Smile.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Lots of beautiful women there too, from what I heard, from what I read.
Hey Mitch, thoughts on exchange coins? I know BTC runs the show price-wise, but wouldn't some of these fee-reducing coins have more use case? When XRP left from CB started staking on Bitrue, BTR coin is now outperforming.
Exchange coins like BNB and KuCoin, and I guess what you're saying, Bitrue or something. I don't know. BNB technically looked great. Well, you know, assuming the macro holds up, it would have been good. It still somehow is up 10% today. KuCoin, I think, was doing really well too. I think it's just more so like it's really clear their use case. You know, like what What's some random S coin? WRX. I have no idea what it does. It probably doesn't do anything. At least exchanges have that use case where they're facilitating buy orders and sell orders for market participants, which is real. Like, that's happening. They're doing it. They're collecting money via fees. That's awesome, right? WRX, I don't know, dude. Like, Doge, I don't know, dude. Like, KSM. At least exchange coins, we know, right? WRX is exchange, bad example, excuse me. NMR, whatever. I was going with a random S coin on my watch list, man. Chill out, relax. Don't burn me at the stakes. Okay, so it can be a bullish structure and still sell off because there's a lot further. Think about it. It could go all the freaking way down. Think about it like this, man. You wouldn't want to see it. You would not want to see this. But it eventually could do this, right? And I'm not saying this is going to happen, but again, it's playing into his question. It could stay in the wedge and see a $32,000 and then be at the pattern completion zone of a very large bullish bat pattern, right? Both could play out. We've seen it. Let me show you an example of a falling wedge and a deep retrace. Maybe not the 886, but close. All you have to do is go back to the legendary Gartley. That's all you have to do, man. Let me show you here. Bitcoin had crashed. It had lost 55% of its value in a matter of 5 weeks. Sorry, 2 Gartleys. But something happened, like, you know, back here in January 2019 and, you know, late. It was just all January. The falling wedge developed, right? It all developed, and then it eventually hit that that zone. 3343 was the entry of the trade setup on this one. 1414 fib extension. 786 area, 80% retrace, whatever. Yep, value perceived areas. That was it. The falling wedge, you eventually broke out, and look how close you were to the apex, right? So there's a little off right there. Right there. So look at that. I mean, it was like literally at the end of the line for the wedge, and then it broke out, you know? So we're not even close. Like, Bitcoin's like up here, you know? You're talking about the same context. Oh, I'm sorry. I have the wrong trendline colors here. This pre-penthouse, of course. That's where the issue arose when I moved. There, you can see the wedge, right? Falling wedges, harmonics, PCCs, they can both happen. Okay, and unfortunately, in this situation, that would mean if it did, we'd be screwed. We'd be at 32K. Okay, just be careful. Everyone's saying, right? Plan B. Everyone, people are the very optimistic people. Michael Saylor, of course, they're saying 100K end of year. I mean, until you start showing reason, like you start showing like really strong price action. Dude, do you remember the price action we were seeing last year? Not right now. This was just, we had just put the bottom in 1 year ago, or about 1 year, 1 week ago. The bottom was put in after a dump, right? But it was a higher low. But what did we continue to do? We just were making a low, then a higher low. It was really kind of uncertain. We were talking about like it was a little bit of neutral structure where you had higher lows but lower highs. Didn't really know quite yet, but then the news-driven catalyst came out. Then a huge move upward occurred, and that was in October. It was the first or second week of October. The Square, you know, put 50 million in their cash reserves via worth of Bitcoin, right? And then PayPal after that on the 19th of October. So I would really prefer Bitcoin starts making higher lows, you know, and we're not really doing that locally
Mayor
at all.
Wood from tip $25.
We're making
Hex,
lower
please,
highs.
good citizen.
What's up, Mayor Woodfin? Nice, dude. Congrats on winning again. The mayoral, what is it? Mayoral election? I don't know. Thanks, dude. Okay, so we got a little bit of, we went a little deep there, you know. It was a request, and it got me off on a tangent. Sometimes TTS does that, right? I mean, that's the beauty of live streaming, right? Hey, if you're watching Kramer or something, and you can't communicate with me, you're just watching, it's kind of like, okay. But if you ask the right question, sometimes it triggers something in my mind, And we go there. We go back in time and we look at similar situations. We look at what we want to see. We're not doing the same things we were doing last year, unfortunately. We're kind of doing the opposite. Lower highs, lower lows. Bitcoin's higher highs, higher lows last year. Anyway, so. All right, so let's look at Cardano. Well, you know what? Since the Hex tip came in, all right, to soothe waters, because I think it has a large market cap, right? According to people, according to Twitter. Hex up almost 4% today. Holding on. Yeah, this is not really valid anymore. This just became invalid. Yep, today invalidated the structure. That happened. I hope it happens on Bitcoin, right? I hope, right, that it's like if we flip the chart over, we were thinking maybe because of the deep retrace, it was going to do this, right? It was going to minimum go there, but it failed. This is like flipped over. It's like the inverse of Bitcoin right now. That's crazy. You flip the chart over, Hex is the inverse of Bitcoin, or was anyway. But, you know, anyway, this is what we want to see Bitcoin do. We want to see it somehow pivot and rally now. It was showing like a high, a lower high, another lower high, a deep retrace on B, and was beginning to, it was coming back down to B, but it held and rallied. This is what we need Bitcoin to do desperately, if you want, like, right? It can happen. It can definitely happen. I don't want people to think like, oh, I'm so bearish on Bitcoin right now. Dude, there are probabilities both ways. I think if 40K holds, we're going all-time highs, 58K, and then all-time highs. But we have no confirmation that 40K will hold. The only thing happening at 40K is we're rallying off of it, making lower highs than the previous highs before, then selling off and coming right back down to that same level. Then we're rallying again and even lower highs. And then again, going back to test 40,665, then we're rallying again, even lower highs. That's just crap price action. Even if it does hold here and we rally upward, which I'm praying for, because I probably have more crypto than a lot of people, you know, so dude, I want it to hold. We're just looking at price action. Anyway, so you're back though. You're back at that demand line of the ascending triangle here. And you were much good. You were working on a bullish engulfing candle earlier today. What happened, man? Bitcoin sold off, and I guess it reacted to it today, because a lot of times Hex has nothing to do with Bitcoin's price action, just today. But hold this demand line, and all will be well. It'll rally probably eventually back to 51 cents again and test it. But if you don't hold it, then you're probably just going down to 36 cents to test the swing low from the 13th.
Hey Mitch, gold looking bearish, but there is slight 4H bullish divergence on RSI. Can we take a look at it? Thank you. 0.150000000 LTC.
Yeah, we can look at gold. Yeah, we were gonna probably look at that anyway, but I was looking at this, breaking, you know, the kind of like, we'll look at the big ones, and then we'll look at index funds and gold maybe. This is like a big market cap according to people, but it was also a request. So anyway, if you don't hold this, you're going to test 36 cents. You don't hold 36 cents, you're probably going to go down to 25 cents minimum, right? There's no support.
Paulo Webb and Scott Carney last week. Looking forward to more content like that.
Robert Jordan, thanks for the super chat, man. Yeah, I'm glad you got something out of it. I mean, I think I got something out of it just by talking to her, right? Definitely made me think, okay? So you should watch that interview if you haven't. I need to put that under the educational resources tab so it doesn't get drowned out and hidden. So thanks for that. Thanks for the 900 plus people tuned in. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit the like button above the sub. Let's move on to Cardano, which is one of the largest cryptos in the world. Okay. Very weak price action, right? Was working on an engulfing candle, but it went up and tested old resistance as resistance again. That's a form of confirmation. And so you think that this, if Bitcoin rolls over, this is going down to 185, 188. If Bitcoin somehow miraculously rallies. I say miraculous because the local price action just isn't pretty. So kind of technically miraculously rallies here because it somehow does catch the bids in demand and holds here. 40K somehow. An institution comes in and props this price up at 40K. They did it at 30K multiple times, dude. Multiple times. Different parts of the year. So it could happen again at 40K. It just hasn't yet. So with this one, with Cardano, you're just between 188 and 230 right now. There's no edge really. There's nothing implying a reversal's coming upward, and nothing saying it's too much going down. But you could imagine, right? A major X, A, B, C, D. If things get bad, 150 seems like a very reasonable target to believe this asset's going to after a tremendous run.
Would you mind taking a look at mRNA? Looks nasty.
Moderna? Grant, thanks, dude. Yep, sure. Okay, so, whatever. Moving on. Like, it's just, hey, there's no opportunity here. It's just a big market cap crypto and, whatever. People probably might want to see it. And I'm looking at it, okay? Doing market updates for your cryptos, your S coins.
New and want some input, please. AMZN. Weekly chart H&S.
Oh, Amazon.
3 falling peaks on right shoulder. 2 failed breakouts from peak resistance line and 2 failed gap fills on daily / 4 hours. What am I not seeing correctly for more downside?
Hey man, shout out to Dog, man, because he's new. He said he's new and he's telling me about weekly head and shoulders and 3 falling peaks on the right shoulder. To be new and to talk about things like that, that's pretty awesome. So kudos to you for knowing your terminology and the wombo combos. Yeah, and that's real bad stuff. You see that all the time on weekly major structures. You go to the daily, and on the structure like the head and shoulders, the right shoulder is a huge bearish pattern itself. Another one. Oh yeah, or you get like a huge head and shoulders, and the daily, the right shoulder is another head and shoulders. Disgusting. Yeah, we'll look, but dang man, that is the weight of the world on the stock market, man. I mean, that's like everyone's retirements and pension funds, Fed. I think they figured it out how to make that money printer go burr and not stop. When does it stop? We will look at it, okay? Because when the money printer stops, deflationary death spiral will happen. Boomers will leave the market and never return. They're too old now. It's too high of a risk. They can't afford a global financial crisis or a COVID crash that doesn't recover. They can't afford it. So we're in a real interesting spot here, aren't we? We put ourselves as civilization in a huge hole, and it's called debt. Debt that we'll never get out of. But that's okay. You just keep printing more. It'll work out, I guess. We don't know. It's like the biggest financial experimentation the world's ever seen by far, right? Okay, let's see. Binance. I was going to go to Binance Coin. Sorry, I lost track of everything. If I could somehow find it. No. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. This sometimes happens. So you think about Binance was certainly a falling wedge. Hey, the education that was provided earlier is coming back, right? I guess you got lucky on this one, in terms of like the macro wasn't really helping too much. But dang, man, you were near the apex. This is the education. The apex. How close? We were like 93, 95% to the apex. So the closer you get to the apex, the higher the probability becomes a break is coming. It happened. And where was it? That was so pivotal. It happened right at the candle high close from February 19th, right? Critical areas. This is technical analysis, chat. This is real TA. This is not Moonboy crap. This is like, these are things you can apply. And what was going on the 4 hour? What was going on in the 4 hour on Binance? There was classic bullish divergence here. You back tested the spring yesterday. But it's just the beginning, right? I think if Bitcoin rolled over, you're screwed. This is going to come right back down to 332. But if Bitcoin, imagine what Binance did today, up 10%. If Bitcoin holds and rallies to 44K again, see ya. You're going to at least 414, 430. No problem. Beautiful. Yeah, well, it's going to happen. I mean, like, people and consumers and citizens are going to, they're so far in debt, and the government eventually is going to be like, hey, we'll wipe out your debt, but we now own you. I think that's great reset stuff. That's where we're probably headed. Universal. And then, you know, you'll have social credit scores. Like, how do you have UBI without social credit scores, right? It's kind of like there's a prerequisite to UBI, which all these, you know, weirdos that don't have a perception of actual economics, right?
Noise!
Hey Mitch, could you take a look at XDC? Been a trading altcoin and looks like it's jumped the creek and is back testing on the 4H, but RSI is still looking a little weak. Would love to see if you see anything else with fibs/harmonics.
I don't know, man. We'll look. We'll look at XDC. Thank you, dude. We will look. So it's just the beginning, but this is how it can work, man. Just I hope you're absorbing the information and knowledge instilled here, and just understand this isn't like stuff that I've researched. It's not me doing it. It's me just being a conduit from all this research done by many geniuses before our time, right? And during our time. And I'm just showing you all the stuff they taught me, and I've just condensed it down in kind of a little, you know, system formula that really resonates, right? You can absorb the information, you know, better than you maybe could on Wikipedia or Investopedia. I don't know, Baby Pips, stuff like that. So anyway, great start. But hey, I would not be surprised if Binance went to go test 350, right? You sprung above and back tested one spring, but now it's the top. Let's see Binance come back, test 350, hold that top part as support, and then go to 430. Okay, that's your Binance coin. So
It's China to me.
China.
China.
Yeah.
BTC bearish engulfing on the monthly, 1 day left.
Oh God, DD. Coming in, man. Coming in, dude. That's called a wet blanket, DD. Good God, man. All right, some people. Sorry, mods. Okay, gold. Yeah, let's look at gold real quick. Switch over because we look at the big. Oh no, we didn't even look at the S&P 500 today. You didn't miss anything. Okay, I'm believe me. Okay, it was a good old nothing. Right, 8 hours of nothing, 6 hours of nothing, dude. Just still above the 200 moving average, but no bids. No bids. Still making technically a higher low than you did September 21st, but that could change tomorrow, next day. Let's pay attention. Nothing moved. It's up 0.16% today. Congratulations. Big round of applause for the S&P. Dow Jones, 0.26% up on the day. Nothing burger. Did nothing. But it did things before today, right? It went to test the bottom of the range and then straight up to the top. Straight down, straight up. Straight down, straight up. Straight down, straight up. So now, if you're in the dead middle of a range, it's really tough. Like, that's coin flip. That's super coin flip territory. And go down to 3. I mean, it would make sense to go to 33.7 again for a type 2 return. All right, you reacted. That's type 1. Let's go type 2 for the return. And that might be, hey, a trade setup long on Dow Jones. Holy crap, you know? So nothing going on. Very flat today. IXIC, which is better looking than the S&P and the Dow Jones. Wasn't very good today. Underperformed. Very close to back testing that 200 moving average. It was down 0.24% on the day. The hidden bullish divergence turned to nothing. You ran up. Look, you had a gap. You ran up. You filled the gap. And you reversed. So I think where we are now, it's not really good looking. I think you could very well see 14,176 again, much stronger supports, but it is trying to hold on to this one low from July 27th. Okay, cool. Tech not looking good, and Amazon would be a certain major driver right here. Russell 2000. Dead middle of a range. What happened to my freaking Gartley, man? Maybe it was on the daily. There's my Gartley. See, you very well could have gotten yourself, this is bad, you bearish engulfing candle yesterday, and you're saying, like, what happens? What are we looking for on harmonics? Well, we know reactions, but then you might have a reversal. It'd be real bad. Just imagine flipping this chart over and looking at this chart. How bullish. You would be so bullish. It's like about to jump across a creek, right? Wyckoff accumulation going on. This is distribution on Russell 2000 by the looks of it, right? Am I crazy here? You're trying to tell me a bullish Gartley presents itself. You get a reaction. You rally. You break. You jump across the creek, then fail. But then you make a higher low. So that means accumulation in this situation. And then a bullish engulfing candle. Dude, this is beautiful. This would be a long trade setup. This would definitely be, and the target would be 2085, 2070. This is we're looking at the inverse chart, but this is good for perspective, right? Dang, man. All right, good luck. Be careful. Target 2070, 2085. The money printer doesn't turn back on. Right? Isn't that sad? Like, dude, if the Fed isn't intervening, stock market, I don't even know how bad it could get, right? Hey, at least in crypto, you don't have that kind of intervention, man. You get crashes. You know what? We've had like 20% drawdowns in the past year and a half or so. 20% drawdowns, maybe 9 now or something. Guess what? No one has to get bailed out. The world isn't in trouble, you know. It's pretty cool. It's a very free market. It's manipulated. We know that. It's certainly manipulated, but that's free. Do you want it to be just money printer go up or money printer go burr and market number go up? Yep. Okay. So those are your index funds. All right, now let's look at gold real quick. You know, we're taking our time here today, but I think you're appreciating it. You might be. Yeah, this is very, very bad, okay? Like, hey, it was going to be a potential inverse head and shoulders, and it's not. It's not even now. No way, dude. Gold is not good anymore. Like, I hate gold below $1,800, but the fact it's below $1,750, it's terrible. I think the target's $1,685 here. This is pretty bad stuff. I mean, maybe you get lucky, right? And maybe what's happening, just maybe, one bottom, it's the double bottom, potential double bottom. But on the second bottom, sometimes what will happen is, right, we talked about huge major structures on like the end of it, on the right shoulder of a huge head and shoulders, there's 3 fallen peaks. Well, maybe this could be a major potential double bottom where the gold comes right down one more time. And yeah, it's a major weekly double bottom, but on the daily, it's a local double bottom, but also a major double bottom, right? So that can happen. That could be gone. So you can't count it out until it falls below 1685. It's a wait and see thing. It's not like, hey, own gold and be in gold while, no, it's like, let's just keep on monitoring it. That's all we can do. Yeah, this is a request too. Thank you. All right. The 4 hour on gold. 4 hour on gold. Well, you'd think about a sharp, right? Minimum. Or bat. Dang, man, it might be too shallow for either. Yeah, it's a little too shallow. I mean, it's kind of there. 886, fine. PCZ is $1,700 for an M shape. So you got a lot further to go, right? You got lower prices to go before it makes any sense. You're back inside the supply line of the channel. It's ugly, man. And it's been ugly for over a year now. No action to take on gold, but to wait and watch. All right, let's get to some of these requests. Then we had a couple of them, right? Thanks again for everyone being here on this Wednesday. There's not much going on, so I'm just grateful you're here and you care about investing in yourself, because this is, I would say, education-centric in many ways. I don't know if you would agree with me on that. I try to do that, but I do my best. Sometimes your best isn't good enough for other people, but it's good enough for me, right? And it should be good enough for you, your own best. All you can do is all you can do, and that's enough, man. First request. So that was your goal. Goal was kind of one of the first. It was the first request, right? Yeah. No, Doob called Bond though. Dang, he snuck one in on me. All right, dude. We'll look at Bond. That is not good, man. I don't like Bond at all below 2673, right? But yeah, you're getting there, aren't you? You're getting to that shark area. Yeah, you're not quite there, I don't think, man. You went up and you just tested what was once a major area of resistance as resistance again, and you're well below it now. That's form of confirmation. So even using the scan wicks, okay, we got a shark here. The shark, wow, it didn't quite hit the PCZ. Can you even believe this? It was very, very close. Reminds me of Ethereum. Reacted, I guess it reversed there, but the PCZ was literally 2118. It got as low as 2148. I mean, that was good. I mean, it reacted very well there. Maybe it comes for a type 2 return, like a major type 2 return, and this was like the discernible peak that gives us a major double bottom. I mean, those are lower risk areas. The lowest risk area is going to be 100% to 113%, right? Because we know sharks can go between 886s and 113s. So I would love to see this asset get back down to 1950. If we're at 24 bucks, might as well just go for a full reset and let's get the most strategic entry, which would be a spring back test of the area of inflection back from July. But yeah, congrats, man. If you got in on this, I mean, it seems like it was short-lived. But it's there. It's definitely there. Okay, that was for Dude. We looked at tags. We looked at golds. Let's look at the next one. Stonk. Biotech. Oh, yeah. Definitely looks like it's topped out. Like, this is classic combination, right? When you have a huge run up, it's amazing. Buying climax, big dump. Then attempted rally. We always get those attempted rallies. That's where the beginning of the M shapes begin, right? Market participants don't know after buying climax most of the time. Sometimes when it's a huge pump and dump, yeah, you don't get a back test. But something like Moderna, you think an attempted rally would occur. Well, you attempted the rally. And it was such a good attempt that you were given a luxury of a confirmation high that the top was in, right? So you certainly know there are less market participants that own the asset on the attempted rally on the reversal. This is how you knew right here, the confirmation that there were less market participants. Maybe you didn't know yet because it could have continued upward, but this time right here, you started selling off. Yeah, that was it. But yeah, someone would be like, hey, it's a bullish XABC. Could be, but no, I don't. The context of an asset, the context is it's been going up like berserk and a huge buying climax, and I don't know. I wouldn't be touching this. You can try to take a shot if you want to on Moderna, trying to play a harmonic. There's no value. You're getting, this is extreme premium. This is a 4236 fib extension from the ascending triangle breakout from the high to low. That is the most premium you could get, dude. A 423%, right, markup on an asset. You go to Amazon. You want to buy something. You want to go buy like a. You want to buy a Roomba vacuum cleaner, and list price is $1,000, right? Fair market value, MSRP. But there's so much demand for it, dude. And that on Amazon it says it's $4,236. That's kind of what you're doing when you're buying assets at 4236s, right? You're buying an item, an asset that is marked up 423%. Okay, so I would just be careful here. This could be a major double top on the daily, and 4 hour gives us that confirmation. So that's Moderna, dude. That's really ugly there. Maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe it holds, pivots, and runs again. Congratulations. But you keep playing the numbers game with assets that have major markups, then they do this, you're going to get wrecked, man. Maybe this time it doesn't, but the next 10 times it very well could, and probably would.
NYSE.
What's up, J-Mo? Yeah, man, we'll look at NEM, sure. Let me adjust my my glasses to look super sexy with my glasses on, chat. Remember someone said I had fake glasses to make me look smarter? That was the funniest thing I've ever heard. And they were probably serious. Okay. All right, now it's time to go to Amazon. Been waiting for this one, man. I was excited that you requested it. Well, Amazon, we didn't have a harmonic. It was gapped down on bad earnings. It was the worst earnings they had seen in like a decade on revenue. 10 years. But you hit that 88% retrace, major reaction, no reversal low. And now it's done it again. After what? It up thrusted. It had a fake breakout. You rallied in what was once a resistance from September of last year, a year ago, over a year ago, 13 months. It's now resistance again. That is a form of confirmation. And yes, our friends like on the weekly, is that a head and shoulders? Shoot, man, very well could be. Well, you haven't broken out yet because the neckline's way down at 3,200. But dang, good identification of a potential structure, right? Head and shoulders. It's a potential head and shoulders, chat, because until it breaks the neckline, it's not a real pattern. It must break 3,200, and then we'll say with confirmation, it is a head and shoulders pattern. Yes. Whew. Very real momentum shifting structure, and the spring back test or the up thrust back thrust. It's like the inverse of a spring back test. You understand how bullish this would be, right? If we were looking at this asset inverted, do you understand this is actionable for a long? Right here. Spring back test of spring, momentum shifting structure. Yeah, dude, this would be a long opportunity. So it could have been a short opportunity. At least the lowest risk to enter a short would have been 35.23. And what is that? That's a Japanese candlestick bearish reversal candle at the inflection point. Can someone tell me what this Japanese candlestick reversal is? Just for the sake of education, make sure you're awake, you're paying attention. What is it, chat? Make me proud. A lot of wrong answers. Dang, dude. It's so easy. Think about outer space. What's going on in outer space all the time, chat? Yeah. Yes. The right answer is shooting star. A shooting star Japanese candlestick reversal. Shooting star. Well, that sure as heck played out. After that weekly bearish shooting star at the inflection point was confirmed, 3 weeks of bad. I mean, yeah, week 2 was attempted rally. It's ugly right now, man. It really is not good looking. And if anything, if it doesn't go to the measured move, it's a huge pattern. You think we could wait for 28.77, 28.87, the bottom of the range for a potential long opportunity? And you just think about it? Wouldn't this make sense, chat? I mean, you tell me. Am I crazy here? 786 anyway. Bullish Gartley. Holy crap. 3,061 minimum. But the context is so trash for harmonic up here, right? I don't know, it's just, they can play out. It's just whatever. Anyway. Yeah, Amazon doesn't look very good, sir. But you knew that already. 3 falling peaks, though. I don't think so. I don't think there's a 3 falling peaks by any means. On the daily by any means. Was it daily you were looking? We don't even need to identify anything else. All we need to see the identification of the up thrust and the back test of the up thrust that was successful. That's bearish enough, dude. We don't need to go any further than that. You fell below the 200-day moving average again. Very, very bad. Very bad development on Amazon. There could be a lot more downside, chat. Okay? Very, very bad when a market driver, such as Amazon, looks like this. This is like 10%, 8 to 10% of the QQQ, which is the NASDAQ 100 tech. Market drivers, when they look bad, the index funds, they may not be exactly the same, but they will play out very similarly. Very similar to the market drivers. Okay. Hidden bearish divergence in the right shoulder. Sweet mother of God, he's right. But it's kind of already played out, right? There was a high, then a lower high with much higher levels. Yeah. But what about the weekly? Was he talking about the weekly? Oh my. Nah, weekly, it's just bad. It doesn't really look good at all. No, like negative momentum's building again. You're right in the neutral zone, 48. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good below 33.42 too, by the way. It's like July 13th, 2020. Yeah, it's very bad. Technically,
Maybe
no,
Bezos
it could just
got out of
number
time.
go up, money printer turn on, and sure, whatever. But yeah, it doesn't look good right now. Bezos got out in time. Yeah, same with the other people, right? The Kaplan and them. Yep. Anyway, that was that, and let's look at the next request. I think we've had a pretty productive stream so far today. 1 hour and 1 minute. We did it, man. Well, you got XDC to USDT on KuCoin, where what a nice bullish engulfing candle. Look at at the demand line, bids came in. Got above the inflection point, you're still above it, but you're really struggling here. And I could imagine with the macro, the way it looks, Bitcoin. Yeah, there was probably a harmonic too, right? Wasn't there a harmonic in hindsight? Good God, was it a perfect Gartley? Good God, it was a perfect Gartley. Dang, man. Can't believe I didn't see that. Nice reaction. Maybe you get a reversal. Maybe it comes back down to test 10 cents again. Think about this, man. Like, this may not happen, but these are the things we look for, and this is why you watch the stream. Because, like, hey, what we look for may not be here yet, but I'm sure it's going to try to show you what we would want to see for an actionable long. If this was real and real nice and you're breaking out and stuff, I mean, I'd like this. Maybe the strongest technical indicator would be it coming down to test 11.86 cents and no lower. That would be reaction low, reversal low, because the asset's too powerful to fall below those levels, and market participants gain confirmation they need that the breakout's real. Because you don't know the breakout's real. You did break out, but let's get that real nice back test. Even though it did do that right here, it's pulling back now. So we'll see that, and then we go much, much higher. Or you get a little bit luckier, and the asset comes back down to right here, 10.5 cents, closer to the PCZ, which would give you a much stronger feeling that, oh, this is an actual swing low. And you look at the candle high close May 8th, that gets tested. Whew, that'd be legendary. That gets tested. Then we get our confirmation low of the bullish Gartley, and that's when this happens. Okay? It may not occur, but that's what you want to see. And at that level, you want to see bullish convergence, divergence.
$22.09. What's up, Mitch? Can you take a look at MS? 0.153600000 LTC.
Okay. Hey, no one said the stream was gonna be fun, man. Oh, you're talking about Bezos? I think you're talking about me, man. I'm like, I'm not trying to be fun here. Okay, let's see. Next one was, well, you know, I mean, let's pay homage to it. Someone tipped and talked about the monthly candle close, which will be in, shoot, man, tomorrow's the last day. We are less than an hour to the last day of the month, Universal Time. But he was talking about this, and it was, you know, whatever. Go to the monthly chart. We go in log scale, because that's the way to look at the monthly, dude, for real. Monthly bearish engulfing candle, but barely. Yeah. That's it. Just so you see it 1 day and 1 hour until this bearish engulfing candle is confirmed of some sort. But remember, October for crypto historically is like the literal inverse of September's, the historical September's for Bitcoin. October is normally strong like bull, but we'll see. Maybe not this time, because, you know, history doesn't predict the future at all. Okay, just looking at that for a second. Okay, a nice, you know, addition to the stream of data. Maybe think about. Nemesis XCM. Terrible, dude. Well, on this chart it is. I mean, there's more data somewhere else. Yeah, there's some more data. It's really, oof, the monthly's awful. Wow, man. Right? Pump and dump, traders market, non-investors market at all because of this stuff. It goes up like that. But if you don't sell during that euphoria, look what happens. You lose like everything right? Because the smart money gets out. This was the composite operator, right? The genius money took their longs in May of 2020 after the COVID crash, right? And this thing went on its run, selling climax. And what's been happening since March, the smart money, the composite operator, has been offloading his position the best he can. And it's yielded an 88% drawdown. We just got some levels here, right? Yeah. That's, yeah. So you are, though. Like, look at the reaction you got at this area that was once a resistance. It became support. And rallied, and it's dumping again. And it's going for full reset. I don't think it's quite there yet. Shark, right? 886. So we'd be looking on Nemesis for an 88% sale. There's no point in not waiting on it. I don't care if it rallies here. Look at this. The 88% retrace, chat. 10.13 cents takes you to just another level that's got a lot of, like, it's like the candle high close back from May 17th of 2019. Right, that would be where I'd be waiting for Nemesis to hit. Maybe it doesn't go there, but I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna risk my money on longing it now when it doesn't make any sense. Even if it does go up, coin slips chance, sure. Congratulations on just gambling and getting lucky, right? But we want to use strategy. We want to use value perceived areas because other market participants around the world also perceive value at 88% levels. I mean, I don't know how many times these harmonics have to play out before you get it through your head that they do work. They do play out on all markets. They are reliable, especially when you get the confirmation low, the type 2 return. You don't have any of that. You're not even close. So I would just wait. I wouldn't be doing anything on Nemesis. No action to take. Nope. Sure, you can put on your watch list though, J-Mub. Good God, hold on a sec. The cops are coming.
Do you see retrace on TGGI?
Why not $94 eventually? Good God. Sorry, dude. Yep. Okay, anyway. So, Morgan Stanley exceeded $100 and couldn't break 105 for the third time. Triple topping up here. You go all the way back to the year 2000, September of 2000, the old all-time high. Can you believe it? How long it took for Morgan Stanley to get back to all-time highs? It's been 84 years. Not really. It's only been 21 years to recapture those all-time highs. Imagine. But think about it. Zero-sum game. There are people that exist on this planet that are out there. They may be dead now, maybe. But they existed at the time where they did long Morgan Stanley in September at $93. They did that. 21 years later. Wow, we finally made higher highs. Holy crap. So up here triple topping, I think it would make most sense for the asset to come back down to test that level just so market participants can see, will this be a support? We don't know. It could be. So that would be waiting. I wouldn't be doing anything on Morgan Stanley. I wouldn't be long on Morgan Stanley. It just had its stupid run. Look at the stupid run. Unbelievable. And it could continue to. So that's what I'm just saying, like, you might want to see, hey, we could regard this level as support for the first time ever, kind of, right? And maybe it pivots and makes another higher low and goes again. But for now, maybe wait, because one time no one knows, 2 times think we know. Then it rallied again for a 3rd time. It failed. Dang. Could be a broadening top pattern too. My God, right? I mean, like Bulkowski stuff, bullish continuation. God, think about this, man. All right, so you have 2 diverging trend lines. But I don't know. That would be considered a partial rise. If it hits the bottom again, it will be a confirmed partial rise. High probability of breakdown. So that's also going on. Broadening action. Anyway, that's your Morgan Stanley. Let's go to the next one. TGGI up 6.59% today. What was it? Do I see a retrace? It's retracing. I wouldn't be looking at this or touching it till 9.5 tenths of 1 penny, the previous old all-time high from March of this year. It did bullishly engulf today. Congratulations. It did engulf. It covered the previous candle. It got as high as 1.7 cents today before pulling back. Dude, on things like this with such little data after a major markup, this is not where you apply my type of technical analysis. There's nothing I can really do here, right? I don't know if it's going to, this engulfing candle is going to play out. It definitely could attempt a rally here. At the same time, it may just dump again, and nothing makes sense to me until maybe 9.5 tenths of 1 penny. Right? It's just, we're looking at this huge bearish engulfing candle on the 27th. Wow. Calm before the storm, man. New month is upon us. Reallocation of capital on October. Could be really good, could be really bad based on history. If the stock market does not crash in October, it's normally historically pretty good. It's not like historically a bad month. It's like historically that's when the major history book crashes occur. But when those anomalous years happen, those events occur, when they don't occur, the month isn't actually that bad. Crypto, though, October is really, really good historically. So take with that information and, there's no action to really take with that info. It's just the way it is. Okay, that was the last request. I've been live 1 hour, 13 minutes. Whatever. I think it's been a really good stream. Short and sweet, educational. I think hopefully if you were paying attention, you got something out of it today. I just wish there was more price action. But I think we will be getting that price action, but it'll be next month. It probably won't be this month. Good news is we survived September. September sucks for crypto. I mean, we didn't survive yet because we have literally, just one more day. So I can't even say, you should expect that we made it. No, we got one more day. We got 24 hours. Huge moves can happen in 24 hours. You know that, man. So I'm not saying we have survived yet. I will say tomorrow. You don't want to miss tomorrow's stream because tomorrow is the monthly candle close stream. Okay. Oh, NEM. Oh God, he did, didn't he? I looked at Nemesis. Hey, at least there was education on Nemesis. Yes, he did. I know, and he even said it too. It's literally my fault. I don't know. Good God. Really scary. I mean, look what it's done, dude. Look at the weekly on NM. I hate it below 61 bucks. Below 61 bucks is normally death. Historically, every time you fall below $61, minimum drawdown in history. Minimum drawdown from testing and failing like that. Hold on. We could do this one too, whatever. I mean, 23%. But when it's what I hate about it is you've confirmed the top. right? You created the beginning of the M shape. You today are breaking that bad action magnet move, pretty much, probably. I mean, you did break whatever this low is. To me, I don't like this at all. No, the time to like or to be requesting NM for a long is, doesn't it make sense to care about the asset the closer it is to 1359 historically? Support, 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 support. Almost, and didn't quite get there in 2015, and now it's at this resistance, 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 resistance. And the last time the asset failed twice to reach this level, it went all the way down to 1554. You tested once, twice, 3 times and failed. I do not like this asset at all. There could be a lot more downside on NEM based on the technicals. That's it, man. Okay, a lot of downside potential here. Could be, you know, it's not really quite. I mean, the closer you are to 60, the lower the risk is for the short. Yeah. Whew. Okay. That was it. I mean, there's not much more to talk about. I've already analyzed this, but yeah, that's your weekly, and that's all you need to know, man. It's bad on significant time scales. Okay, so been a good stream. Bitcoin is still alive. It's not dead yet, but once 40,665 breaks, you look out, because that first target's $38,000 minimum. But if it holds here, which we don't know, we don't have enough of an edge. If it holds here, 58K. I mean, it's not doing well right now locally. The only kind of edge we have is looking at the local price structure, the price action locally, and it's a dump, a short-term downtrend, a dump, and then a lower high than the previous high, then the base of buying at 40,000, 41,000, then a rally and another lower high, and that lower high is an upthrust back test. You upthrusted above a critical level, then you sold off, then you rallied and confirmed what was once a support is now a resistance. And then yesterday, or today technically, we bullish engulfed, and only to make another freaking lower high, and now we're right back at that base of buying. That is signature absorption of remaining demand, and once the demand is completely absorbed, a drawdown ensues. The wave structure, local wave structure, kind of gives us a little bit, you know, of a gloomy outlook, or we could be going to a minimum $38,000 because it's a potential bullish butterfly. But it hasn't broken down yet. It's still there, so you can't be bearish yet, right? You get it? Because like I was talking about earlier, 30K seemed like it was all over for Bitcoin. Over and over and over, and then not just once, but twice. It seemed like you might have been screwed here on Bitcoin, but it held. It looked so bad, it held and rallied again. So we're hoping to see the same type of development at 40K that we saw at 30K for the first time ever, though, this time, because it's never been here to test. That's it. Bitcoin dominance, yeah, we can look at that real quick. Bitcoin dumps probably should skyrocket. It's still looking really good. Short-term uptrend, making higher lows. And I think the bottom's in on Bitcoin dominance. Yep. I have reason to believe the bottom's in based on technicals, confirmation lows, deep value perceived areas, within value perceived areas. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, there's your Bitcoin dominance. Nothing's really happened. It's down 0.57% today. It's stuck, dude. It's not going to move much. Let's get 500 likes. We haven't gotten them yet. We didn't get them now. We're probably never gonna get it, dude. Like, give me a break, dude. I don't know what I can do. I'm trying to do everything I can, man. The stream obviously just wasn't worthy of 500 likes, right? Okay. So I'm out of here. Thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. Thanks for the likes. I'll be back. Until next time, respect the TA.
Is that a joint?
Thanks, Benjamin, man.